All right. What is going on, chat? What is cracking? We are back. Turn this off. We are back, man, with another stream. I appreciate y'all being here and whatnot. And I'm here to give my predictions for Wrestlemania Night 1 and Night 2 that's going down this Saturday and Sunday. So, we in the building. If you're here, if you can hear me clear, put a 1 in the chat. Hey, to my YouTube people and my TikTok people. Let me pull up this match card real quick. Glad y'all can pull up, man. I appreciate y'all being here, as always. And if y'all joining in, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all follow your boy on TikTok. You hit that subscribe button and hit that like button on YouTube and all that. Very much appreciated, y'all. All right, let me go pull this card up. Well, how's y'all day going? How's your day going? All right, here we go. So, before we dive into it, I hope your day is going well. Mine's is going smooth. Want to do this first before I start recording and whatnot. So, I definitely wanted to get this out the way real quick before the event happening. But let me just say this first before we dive right in. I won't be able to go live night 1, which is Saturday, because I have a event and I'm attending and whatnot. And then Sunday for night 2, I'm gonna try to go live for that one. And, it's Easter. I'm gonna take the kids out and whatnot, and I should be back home a little before 6 o'clock before the WrestleMania begins. So y'all just be on the lookout for that one. So, nevertheless, let's not waste any time, man, and let's just dive right in to, who I think is going to win for both nights at WrestleMania. So, the first match I'm going to talk about is Rey Mysterio taking on El Grande Americano. Now, this is a match that I feel like it should just be get in, get out. Simple as that. I'm not too excited for it, but if I have to choose who I think is going to win, in my honest opinion, I truly think it's going to be Rey Mysterio. Now, I know a lot of people are pulling for El Grande Americano and whatnot, and you think that he's going to pretty much beat Rey Mysterio and all because, the development of his character. But I'll tell you something right now. I think his character ran his course. It ran his course. I'm still not sold on it. And honest opinion, it should just be Rey being him. And once it's done, taking his mask off, revealing that it's Chad Gable. And pretty much put an end to this storyline because I just think it's fucking stupid for me. That's how I see it. And I think this is a match that shouldn't go no longer than 10 minutes. No longer than 10 minutes. So that's how I feel personally. So I got Rey Mysterio being El Grande Americano and pretty much revealing his mask. So there's that. Um, yeah, let me know in the comments below who y'all got winning that. Next, I want to talk about Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. Now, this match is so interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me give a shout out to Naomi for developing her character a lot more now and taking on a heel role, so to speak, because it was very rare that we saw this a lot. And I know a lot of people had questions about Jade Cargill and if she's ready to take on as a singles competitor. And I honestly think she's ready. I feel like being under the wing of Bianca Belair, she was able to grow a lot more, get comfortable in the ring. So this is going to be very good. I love the storyline that they've been telling lately, and about Naomi's jealousy towards Jade and whatnot. Because she always felt like the outcast out of the group with Bianca and Jade. So she got sick of it, and I guess her best way of doing that it was taking taking Jade Cargill out the equation. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I think the person who needs to win is Jade, and here's why. You want to start building her up to where she potentially face Charlotte, probably at SummerSlam, and I started to see the development of her now, and I think she truly be ready to where she beats Naomi. And I know they feud it's gonna probably go on to Backlash, and either it be split down the middle 1-1, and then the next match they have afterwards, that's when Jade Cargill gets the victory over Naomi. It could be something like that, but in my opinion, I think Jade needs to win. It's not going to hurt Naomi. Let's make that very, very clear. It's not going to hurt her because I think she still can continue on this feud with Jade up until Backlash, and then they have a match again. That's when Naomi gets her victory, and then the third match is when it could be no disqualifications, whatever the case may be, and that's where Jade Cargill could seal the deal and put an end to this feud. And then her next task would be moving on to face Charlotte. So I think Jade gonna get the win. It's gonna be very interesting. Like, Naomi gonna put up a fight. Let's make that very, very clear. She definitely is. But somehow Jade gonna pull out all the stops and come out with the victory. So I got Jade Cargill being Naomi. So there's that. Next, we gotta talk about the World Tag Team Championships. The War Raiders taking on the New Day. Now, with the New Day being heel, I wasn't so. At first, I was all in because I felt like it was interesting, only because with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, them turning on Big E and the way it happened, I was invested of, okay, we seen the heel New Day, but we know what they're capable of, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can actually do throughout the weeks. And I wasn't really sold on it that much. I think it was boring, and they wasn't really booked to be on matches or anything like that. So it took me some time to get used to it. But I feel like now them taking on the War Raiders, I can truly see New Day winning. And they gotta put some heel tactics for them to do that. If they want nuclear heat, they gotta do something like that and really get over. And then I think the icing on the cake will be rubbing it in Big E's face, because he's gonna be at the pre-show panel, post WrestleMania panel. He's gonna be there. So for them to rubbing in their face, I think it'll actually work. Juan's in the building. What's going on, bro? He says Cody inducting his uncle Typhoon in the Hall of Fame. That's a good question. I would think so, but we'll probably find out once come Friday and you do the Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll probably find out from there. But yeah. So getting back to that one, I love the Road Raiders. I love they started to develop and get a lot more screen time because we was all hoping for that because I thought with the War Raiders they was always in the middle of the pack. Like you couldn't get behind them and whatnot, even though they good in the ring and all that, but they promos they wasn't believable, if that make any sense. But I feel like this time around and with them holding the titles, they was more relevant again. And I appreciate, creative for making them a lot better. But I truly think with the titles, they can lose them and it ain't gonna hurt they stock. And with the New Day getting it, definitely will pick up a lot of steam and they will definitely start getting the ball rolling as heels. That's just my personal thought. Because if they lose this match against the War Raiders, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, throw it away. Throw it away. Because it's all for nothing now. They need to win this. So I got a New Day leaving out of WrestleMania as the new WWE Tag Team Champions and whatnot. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Next, y'all talk about the United States Championship match. LA Knight taking on Jacob Fatu. Now this match right here, this is gonna be fucking good. This is gonna be good. Now, Jacob Fatu needs to win. He needs to win this match. I feel like LA Knight, he did good with the United States Championship match. I mean, with the matches he's had with the title. He's been very good, but it's been lackluster as well. And I feel like you putting somebody like Jacob with the title in the matches he's going to have, and you really know his aura at that. Like, people are going to get behind it. The same way they was with Braun Breaker, it's going to be the same way with Jacob Fatu. You already hear it every time when he goes to pack people up in the ring and the crowd get engaged and they start saying one more time, you know for a fact that Jacob Fatu is over. He's over big time. So I think they're gonna have a good one. I think this is gonna probably go for like, I'll say 15 minutes. And of course Jacob Fatu gonna win without the help of Solo and Tama Tonga. I think this is when he's gonna get personally, like with no help. And if so, that stadium gonna be at an uproar. I promise y'all that. And who knows? He may have a long reign with that title because I don't see nobody taking that United States Championship off him. Let's just keep it a stack. Nobody's taking that off him on SmackDown. So, for all intents and purposes, you keep building him up to be this dominant monster because that happens, he's untouchable. He already like that right now, but you continue that on with him and his type of aura right now. So, I got Jacob beating LA Knight. He gonna put up a fight. Let's be real. He definitely gonna put up a fight, but he ain't gonna get the job done. So I got him winning that. Sauce in the building. What's going on? He said, "Who you got winning the 4-way Intercontinental Championship match?" I'm gonna get into that very soon. So be on the lookout for that. Definitely be on the lookout for that. We're gonna talk about that. So next, we gotta talk about the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton taking on Charlotte Flair. Now this one, I had mixed reactions for because y'all already know that's been going on and on Twitter and definitely from these promos that they've been having. And in the beginning state, they made Tiffany Stratton look so weak. Especially how Charlotte was talking on the mic and pretty much overpowering her and all that. Like, they made Tiffany look weak. Then it took up to when she was in the ring. I forgot where they was at specifically, and Charlotte got booed a lot. Like she got nuclear heat, and Tiffany took advantage of that one and was really like talking her shit. And it got personal to where she's saying that um she was 0-3 in marriages and stuff like that, and how something about being second to her father. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, she got real personal, but she was cooking, to that point where Charlotte couldn't say shit. And I could tell it rubbed her the wrong way. That's why she said, that Ludwig Kaiser was in her DMs once Tiffany shot and left out and all that. Like, you could tell it struck a nerve with her. And it even carried on to Twitter. So, it was interesting. And looking at this match right now, and I know a lot of people was going to say Charlotte for her to win because it only makes sense. And they're going to think with their mind instead of their heart and whatnot. But I'm going to choose the opposite. I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. I think she can win this one because Charlotte already has so many titles already. You feel me? Like, look at it from this perspective. She has, if I'm not mistaken, 14 more titles. She got more titles on the main roster than when she debuted. Like, it sounds crazy if you think about that. And it's okay if she loses. She doesn't need another world title on her belt. Like, it doesn't make sense in my point of view, and I feel like with Tiffany Stratton, you can continue to be like build her up a lot more now. Because if it's one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, she could definitely go in the ring, she could talk her shit, and she gonna put on good matches. And it doesn't hurt Charlotte's stock if Tiffany Stratton beat her. That's my personal thought. But I won't be surprised if Charlotte ends up beating her. Because I think they're going to try to build up to Jade Cargill when they face each other at SummerSlam, most likely, and whatnot. And I guess they don't want Tiffany to hold a title for so long, and that gets in the way. I could be wrong. But I choose, Tiffany Stratton to beat her. And then probably somehow, some way, they end up rematching each other. And then Charlotte gets the title of her Backlash. That's just my personal thought. But, that's how I feel. But I won't be surprised if Charlotte ends up winning. But I'm going to stick with my guns and I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton. So I got her beating Charlotte night 1. So that's my thought. I will hope to be right. Because I think we're sick of title of Charlotte Flair's title reigns right now. Like, it's already insane. I think she has more titles than Triple H. I think she either tied with Randy Orton as we speaking. Who knows? So I'm pretty much done with it. So there's that. Now we got to get into the World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther taking on Jey Uso. And this match right here, Jey needs to crash the fuck out. He said it on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. But I already need for him to be serious. Only because Gunther is somebody you don't want to mess around with. Like, this man will single-handedly pack you up and will toy with you throughout the whole match. And for Jey, this is the match he needs to win. Because if you wholeheartedly let this man lose against Gunther, the Yi thing is over. His aura and everything else, done. It's a waste. Because you did all this build up from him, have Jimmy get packed up right in front of his face. Gunther left this man a bloody pulp. everything, and you didn't do anything. Like you ain't take all that hate or that energy into that matchup and beat Gunther. Like there's a lot that's gonna hang in the balance if he loses. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this is Jay really gonna be locked in and handle business as he's supposed to. But it's gonna be a tough assignment. I think it's gonna happen similar to what happened last year when Sammy took on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and you can tell like Gunther's problem was he kept messing around, he kept glowing towards Sammy's wife and all that, and that's what Sammy took advantage of him and would end up beating him that way. Now I hope we don't get the same similarities of that for this match right here. Like I think it should be his own different lane and whatnot. And don't try to copy and paste of what happened last year with Gunther and Sammy and whatnot. So I got Jay winning, and I think he's gonna win probably off of Gunther slipping up and him capitalizing on it. But he's gonna walk out the World Heavyweight Champion, bar none, and that crowd is gonna be at an uproar. You can book it. That crowd's going to be at an uproar. So there's that. I got Jay winning. Now, the main event match that we all been waiting for, man. Seth Rollins taking on Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. I've been waiting for this one so fucking long. Because now a lot of people it's a lot of predictions going on now. Who's going to win and all that. You know, some people thinking that it could potentially be CM Punk. Some saying that maybe Roman Reigns. Those aren't my picks, though. I picked Seth Rollins. And I'll get into it a little bit. I didn't pick Roman because it don't make sense for him to win this matchup. I didn't pick CM Punk because the two things that he only asked for when he came back to WWE was the main event WrestleMania and with a world title. You can check one off that clipboard already. He already did that. So him just main event WrestleMania, it's all he needs like to get his victory. That's his victory right there. But Seth Rollins in this case right here is the main one to win that, and I'll explain why. If you look at this from more retrospect, he's Roman's kryptonite. Like, if you see how many times he cost Roman a world title. Who is this? Aisha in the building. What's going on? What's going on, love? I hope all is well. Thank you for liking the stream. I appreciate it. But yeah. But here's why I say Seth Rollins is the guy to pretty much win this match. For CM Punk, he knows the hatred he has for him. Same with Roman, but he kind of fell back in all this because if you saw the whole situation with Paul Heyman and the back and forth between Punk and Roman Reigns and all that, Seth looked at it this way like, y'all gonna take your eye off the ball with that, and this is my advantage right here. Also another thing, he has a one-up on Roman, like I said earlier. Roman, that's Roman, that's his kryptonite, because everything that happened to Roman, Seth was a part of. When it happened with the WrestleMania 31. When Seth did the heist of the century and cashed in and beat Roman Reigns, that's when reality hit him. Same thing that happened last year when he helped out Cody Rhodes to take out Roman Reigns, because Roman took his eye on the ball and he was saying like, everything that happened 10 years ago and, you breaking up the shield and all that, that was a Roman's rhyme so much. So for him to hit Seth with that chair did him justice, but only for him to take his eye off the ball and pretty much cost him the world title, and that was Seth's last laugh. So, he definitely was the sole purpose of Roman Reigns' downfall, and he ended up taking a hiatus. So, I truly think Seth is gonna win this. Now the person who's gonna eat the pin, I know y'all think it's gonna be CM Punk. No, I think it's gonna be Roman, because you could tell the story of that one, and that could lead up to their feud down the line, because Seth could be the one that can actually pin Roman, send him on another hiatus again, and Seth could have something like that to lean on and say, "Oh, I made Roman not only last year lose the title and he took a hiatus. I didn't do it once, but I did it twice, and this time I pinned him and sent him on another hiatus again, and we don't hear from him for a long time." Now, Seth can hang his hat on that one right there, and that will make things interesting, because we don't know when the next time Roman comes back. Do he come back as a different character? Because you know he's going to seek vengeance for Seth Rollins. That's bound to happen. So, I think the match is going to be very, very fun. It's going to be interesting as hell. But, I got Seth coming out as the victor. And I think this is going to help Seth Rollins a whole lot more now. Because he was the MVP of last year WrestleMania. And I think this year, he's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that one. So that was my night one predictions there. So to run it back, in case y'all just joining in, I have Rey Mysterio beating El Grande Americano. I have Jade Cargill beating Naomi. I have Jacob Fatu beating LA Knight and becoming the new United States champion. I have the New Day beating the War Raiders, being the new WWE World Tag Team Champions. I have Tiffany Stratton retaining her title against Charlotte Flair. I have Jey Uso beating Gunther and becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. And finally, I have Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns and CM Punk in the triple threat match. So those are my night one predictions right there. So y'all let me know in the comments down below, you know, who y'all think is going to win. So on to night two. And night two is going to be fucking good. And I'm going to start off with the match. AJ Styles taking on Logan Paul. Now that match is going to cook, because we know what AJ brings to the table when he wrestles. And Logan Paul, as much as we can hate the guy and all that, he can definitely go in the ring. Like, Logan is a guy that I hate his mic skills, but his wrestling abilities pretty much covers all of that. And this is going to be good. Of course, I got AJ Styles winning this because he's supposed to. And this doesn't hurt Logan Paul because, again, as a chicken shit heel, it's fine for him to take losses like that. You know, and I think for somebody like Logan Paul, he shouldn't be beating AJ Styles, bar none. Absolutely not. But the match is going to be good. It's going to deliver. That's no doubt. It's going to deliver. But I got AJ Styles walking out as the victor and whatnot. So there's that. Next, the Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre. And this match is going to fucking cook. I love the build up between the two right there of Drew and Damian Priest. And it makes things more interesting only because, you know, ever since Drew McIntyre's downfall from losing the world title, when Damian Priest cashed in and beat him, you knew Drew never forgot about that. And the back and forth between the two has been interesting. I love how they made Damian Priest look strong in this too. You know, I feel like since he got moved to SmackDown, I thought he was going to be downgraded and all that. Different, like how he was when he was on Raw, but that was never the case. And he looks pretty damn strong in this. And I am here for it. And I think for this Sin City Street Fight, you know, there's going to be a whole lot of carnage. There's going to be some crash outs, because when you have somebody like Drew McIntyre, who is the epitome of crashing out, that's going to make this fun. And then Drew and Damian Priest, follow suit as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. Now it's tough because I don't know who's gonna win and whatnot. Like in my mind, it's saying Drew McIntyre, but my gut is going Damian Priest. And I truly think Damian may walk out as the victor in this. Because I think Drew McIntyre, as always, he left his ego-ness and all that get in the way of things. And I think this is where Damian Priest takes advantage of that one and pretty much packs him up. So I'm all in. I know this is going to be dope. I hope we do get some color in this match. I really do. But if not, I'm okay. But I think Damian Priest is going to walk out as the victor in this one. So I'm interested, and I cannot wait. But, yep, I got Damian Priest winning. Next, the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way match. Braun Breaker taking on Dominic, Penta, and Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, this Fatal 4-Way match is something you don't want to miss, and you better buckle the fuck up. Because you have Braun Breaker, his speed, his power, athleticism, you name it, alongside Dominic Mysterio and his acrobatic skills and whatnot, same with Penta and Finn Balor. There's going to be some heavy hitting in this match. And it is going to be so interesting. And I'll say this now. My wild card to win this match is Penta. But who I truly think is going to win is Dominic. Call me crazy. I was hoping and praying that it's going to be Penta. I still do. But I think Dominic, it only fits well for that one. Only because I think it's going to be a scenario where either they pack up Braun Breaker and Finn Balor, he's going to be celebrating and all that, and Dominic as well. And once he sees Finn Balor vulnerable, that's when I think Dominic's going to take advantage of him, pack him up, hit him with his frog splash, and pins him for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Braun Breaker's not going to eat the pin of this one, without a doubt, because you want to make him look strong. So he's not going to eat the pin. Penta's not eating that pin. So at the end, Finn Balor's going to want to be the one that's going to eat the pin, and Dominic wins that way. It only makes sense. So I already made it crystal clear that Braun Breaker is not leaving out as Intercontinental Champion. So I think this is for Dominic to win. And it makes sense because, for him and the nuclear heat that he gets. But I felt like him pinning Finn Balor to win, either they're going to get cheers or he's going to get nuclear heat yet again. One or the other. So I have Dominic beating Penta, Braun Breaker, and Finn Balor and becoming a new Intercontinental Champion. That's going to be interesting. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. So there's that. Next, we got the Women's Tag Team Champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, taking on Bayley and the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. Now, this is going to be fun. If I got to be honest right now, I do not envision the circumstance Bayley and Lyra Valkyria wins. Only because Liv and Raquel still having those world titles. You do not want to take them off them too early. I think it's still early for them to drop the titles to both Bayley and Lyra. And then, if you know one thing, Bayley beat Liv Morgan on Raw. So, because of that, in your mind, you're like, okay, if Liv lost this match, they're going to lose at WrestleMania. Now, you're not going to have Liv lose twice in a row and whatnot. So, it's just WWE logic for you. You just got to look at it from like that point of view. If you've been watching WWE for a long time, then you know when certain things like that happens, they're gonna lose come Mania. Now it'd be rare if I'm wrong and they mess around and come out as champions and whatnot. I'm talking about Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, but I do not see that happening. And all things considered, I see Liv and Raquel retaining without a doubt. So that's who I got in that whole matchup. Now we get to WWE Women's World Championship match, the triple threat: Io Sky taking on Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and this one is gonna be fucking good too. This one is gonna be good. I think Rhea and Bianca Belair, there's gonna be some heavy hitting between the two. But I feel like the person that's actually gonna benefit out of those two is Io Sky, because she always felt like the outcast when it came down to Rhea and Bianca. Every time they kept bumping heads with each other and all that, they kept mushing Io and Liv out the equation, and she had enough of that. And Io was gonna crash out as usual. And when you see how good she is and she can take advantage of that one, I feel like that's going to be a thing. Because Rhea and Bianca are going to clash. They're going to clash with each other, bottom line. But it's going to be a situation where they're going to try to, again, take Io out the equation. And she's going to get sick of it and pack both of them up. And, of course, I have Io retaining in this matchup. The person that's going to eat the pin, though, that's the question mark. And I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley, because you still want to keep that. I guess say, you know what? I'm going to say Rhea Ripley, but it's not going to hurt Bianca Belair, because I know she's undefeated at WrestleMania. But she is undefeated as a singles competitor. In a triple threat standpoint, I don't think it don't matter that much, as long as she don't eat the pin. So I think Rhea Ripley's going to eat it, and then that's how Io's going to retain. But yeah, I see that happening. I do not see neither Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair walking out as the new WWE Women's World Champion. You can scratch that off the clipboard, because I think Io's still strong, and I feel like this is going to be a build up to where the Raw at the WrestleMania, when Io come out to celebrate, I think that's when we get a returning Asuka. This is me, like, hypothetically speaking, we get a Asuka return. She goes in to celebrate, her damage control, partner and all that. People they've been friends, they've been friends for a long time. The goal is celebrate, and I think this is when Asuka turns heel on Io, and that sparks up their feud. So I can be wrong, but don't rule that out. Remember I said that. So I got Io retaining and leaving out WrestleMania as still the Women's World Champion. So there's that. Now we get to the main event of all things. Cody Rhodes taking on John Cena. And this match, I hope it fucking delivers. I pray it delivers. Reason why I say that, because I think their build-up has been weak. It's been lackluster. The Rock plays a focal point in this one, because ever since the Elimination Chamber, we haven't saw Rock since. And John Cena, even though with him being there and him saying what he's saying right now, it still kind of felt flat, only because with The Rock not being there to aid him on and whatnot, to do that, it kind of felt off, so to speak. And I felt like The Rock was the missing piece in this one. Even though John Cena could hold his own on the mic, as usual, there's no debate with that. And, he can go toe-to-toe with Cody. But I feel like still, with The Rock being sidelined with John Cena when he did his whole heel turn, it would have made perfect sense for that. So I am disappointed that I haven't seen Rock do the whole duration of their segments and all that, from Raw these last couple of weeks and all. And I'm expecting him to be at WrestleMania for this matchup. I'm expecting him to be there. I think Stone Cold is going to get involved. Call me crazy because there was rumors speculating about Stone Cold being part of WrestleMania. I know he's going to be doing being greets and all that out there in Vegas because he's not far from where Las Vegas is at. So there's that. But I won't be surprised if he be involved in this match. Now, who I think is going to win, this is when things get very, very tricky. Because on one end, I want to say Cody Rhodes and him retaining. However, something in my mind is telling me John Cena gets him. He finally captures his 17th world champion. And here's why. They may not make any sense to y'all, but it might to me. They put a list of dates for Monday Night Raw that John Cena is going to be on. Now, if he wasn't winning this matchup, why would he be booked for all those dates for Raw coming up past WrestleMania? Just think about that. Because what is it to say anymore now? You lost, so you think you're gonna probably ask for another rematch. You may lose that one, and then already all roads leads to him facing Randy Orton at Backlash. So, for all intents and purposes, I think John Cena wins, get nuclear heat, and we don't know if Cody's going to rematch him again or put it on pause. And then if Randy Orton and Cena has that interaction with each other, that may lead up to their match at Backlash. It could be that. But I truly, truly believe I think John Cena's going to win. Because why put that out only for him to lose? That's just my personal thought on that one. And again, I could be wrong, and Cody may potentially retain, but in my heart of hearts, telling me to go to John Cena, and that he's gonna walk out as the 17th world champion, surpassing the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And I think how it may be executed is what is gonna shock everybody. So there's that. And that would conclude WrestleMania and whatnot. So for night 2, I have AJ Styles beating Logan Paul. In a Sin City Street fight against Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I got Damian Priest winning. For the Intercontinental Championship match, the Fatal 4-Way, I have Dominic Mysterio beating Penta, Braun Breaker, and Finn Balor. In the Women's Tag Team Championship match, I got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez retaining against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. In the WWE Women's World Championship match, I have Io Sky retaining against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And for the main event, the Undisputed WWE Championship match, I have John Cena beating Cody Rhodes and becoming the new WWE Champion. So, those are my predictions for both nights and whatnot. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. And whatnot, I'm definitely excited and looking forward to WrestleMania. I said this previous times, but that's how excited I am. And I trust they're going to deliver on all these matches right here. So, there's that. And yeah, to let y'all know, once again, if y'all just joining in, I'm not going to be able to go live for night 1 because I have an event to attend and whatnot. And night 2, I'm going to try to do so. I know it's Easter. I'm going to take my kids out and all that. And then hopefully I can be able to come back and be able to go live depending on the time frame. I know it says it starts at 7 o'clock on night 2. So, yeah, I should be home before then and should be able to live stream. So, be on the lookout for that one. If not, guaranteed is going to be some recap videos for both nights. So, y'all stay tuned for that one. But I appreciate y'all joining me for these WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2 predictions and whatnot. And appreciate your support as always. I'm going to try to go live on Friday. Cosmic, yo, what's going on, brother? How's everything? I'm going to try to go live on Friday for SmackDown. We'll see how things turns out and whatnot. So hopefully I'll be able to do so. But as always, if I don't, then you have a recap video coming that way. So you continue to be on the lookout for that one. And also, I'm going to be looking into doing more gaming streams as well. So I'm going to do it for both platforms. So stay locked on that one too. And yeah, we're gonna keep elevating up this channel, man. For my community, y'all, I love y'all so much. Y'all always rock with me from beginning to end, and it's gonna be like that, so forth and so on. Mafia Squad is gonna continue to build up, and we're gonna be good. So, y'all be on the lookout for that one, man. I got some videos I'm gonna be dropping this week. Seeing that we're getting close to WrestleMania, definitely some videos I'm gonna get done and put out real quick before the event. So y'all stay tuned on that one. I got some reaction videos lined up as well, so y'all be on the lookout for that one. But I thank y'all for tuning in, man, and I appreciate your love and support as always. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell so you can notify anytime I drop content or if I go live right here on this channel. But I appreciate your support as always. Roll to 200 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process on anything that you do at life, and your time will come. And I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.